Cool. Hey guys, this is Dr. Fowler, First Step Chiropractic, and today we're going over some great stuff. This is again one of our Facebook Live classes on text neck. Are you developing text neck? And this is what text neck is. People are walking around like this, way forward, or what it used to be is on the computers and posture and things like that. So today we're literally going to go over text neck. We're going to go over sitting posture, laptop posture, all these things, and how this is going to be dramatically affecting your life, your teenager's life, your kid's life, and what to do about it. So First Step Chiropractic here, our mission is dramatically improve families' lives through chiropractic and health education. That's why we're doing this. We go through this extra effort. Again, we've done these talks on stress, on posture, on sleep health, on normal posture, of course, and this is the second one on posture, on heart health. All of these are on drfowlerspeaks.com or, of course, on our Facebook page. If you like these, please share this with your friends. A like is like a huge hug for us. Please ask questions. I know we've already got some questions coming in. Matt's with me here. Hi, Matt. And he's going to be answering those questions, writing them down for me. I'll be able to answer those. Hi, Christina. Great to see you again. Thanks, Christina. We love you guys and your family. So on here, talking about text neck and why this is so important is because of something that's called head forward posture. Head forward posture is that thing when you're looking at someone, their ear or your ear should line up with your shoulder and with your hips. And so with that head forward posture, that's where we see the head starts to drift forward to where the ear is in front of the shoulder. That makes a huge change in someone's long-term health, and actually not just their health, but like how their nervous system and their body's functioning. It changes lung capacity, the ribs, and so the cardiac capacity, a lot of major things that go along with energy, then how someone's going to feel and things they may develop like neck pain, like tingling, thoracic outlet syndrome, like decrease in immune system. Many different research articles that go along with these things. So that's one of the main things we're going to talk about today is this, what's called head forward posture. If you think of it like this, what we used to do for work was like work and up above and working on things, and now work is here, or fun is here on the phones. So everything we're doing is putting us in the C shape like this. And so this is a fun picture that we had on our Facebook page, but text neck pain is caused by the overuse of the head and the shoulders forward. So that means like the shoulders are forward, the head's forward, during long periods of time. So we used to play a game or things like that, maybe read a book, but now we're on our phones and our computers just constantly, 6 to 8 hours a day sometimes. So things like MP3 player, tablet, e-reader, laptop, mobile devices, and it's chiropractic care and the stretches and things I'm going to teach you that can get you out of it. Why this is so important and why I talk about text neck and new buzz thing, and you'll hear about text thumb and all those things like that, but why text neck is so important. And again, when you guys have questions through this, please let me know. But I'm seeing this stuff earlier and earlier. I had a conversation with a family today. It was a tough one. But I'm literally seeing in teenagers' necks what I used to see in like 40 or 50-year-olds. We're supposed to see this beautiful curve within the neck. Should like a C shape. This is from the side. But what I'm seeing time and time again is from everything coming forward is not only can that cause muscle strain, tension, headaches, pain between the shoulder blades, shoulder issues, tingling, things like that, but we get literally a reversal within the neck. And so that reversal, I mean, how does this happen? Why is it so important? If you think of it, our head is like a bowling ball. It's sort of like 10 pounds, 12 pounds of weight, depending on your brains there, or the size of the noggin. And so that bowling ball is holding up. If our head is up like this, or let me show you on the spine. If the spine is up like this, it's made where we can push down and that bowling ball sits really nice. Head forward posture, texting, things like that pulls everything forward. And so now as that's forward, all the weight is on these back joints, which are not made to hold up the weight. That's where we get arthritis much sooner. And I'm seeing that much sooner in our cases here and literally teenagers. But the bowling ball gravity is always pulling down. See how weak that is? So it doesn't hold up as well. It can cause disc bulges, cause the pain, cause the more nerve issues, and it can cause a change or adaptation in the neck. See, our body's so amazing, it will adapt to its environment. If you're up all day, if you're doing exercises, if you're doing things like this, it's going to adapt and keep you there. If you're forward, it's going to start to shift and move and adapt you that way. And so having this bowling ball forward, 1 inch forward, will double the head weight. So it's like instead of having a 12-pound head, you've got 24 pounds back here. 2 inches forward, that goes to 36 to 40 pounds. That's why we see many patients that have long-term chronic headaches or things like that. They may say, it feels like my head is just too heavy for my shoulders. And so getting into this, we want to see this beautiful curve here. When we have text neck, when everything's forward, when your kids are forward, think of what's going on inside of their neck. It literally starts into this reversal and this degenerative process to decay the spine. This long-term can create a lot of issues. So we got to change this. We got to get it better. So the first thing we're going to talk about today is what's called the 30-degree rule. And so the 30-degree rule is anytime the head is past 30 degrees. So pretty much if you're working on stuff, if you're reading a book, if you're on your phone, like here to here, not a big deal. But see where my arms are? They're up like this at a comfortable position. When we're here, so when we're past this 30 degrees, now the head goes into this 30 to 40 pound range. That is way too heavy. If I was pulling on your head all day, if you had to hold a 40-pound backpack, your shoulders would get sore. If you had to hold a big bowling ball like this, your shoulders would get sore. And that's why this starts to happen, causing the headaches, the back pain, muscle damage, nerve issues, decrease in spinal curve. And this research on here shows GI issues, early onset arthritis, loss of lung volume, as I mentioned before, even to where if this is way down here, this creates 60 pounds of weight this way. And so, that's your kids aren't breathing as well, they're not moving as well. So what we do, number one, if your kids are on the phone a lot like this, if they're at home playing video games or whatnot, have them lay on the stomach for about 10 to 15 minutes before they can sit down and do it. You got to lay in your stomach. If you're on the couch, if you're chilling, put some pillows, and this is the same tip I'll give for a laptop later, but put the pillows on your lap to where that lifts things up and you're comfortable here. Same thing in bed. If you're in bed with a laptop, in the bed with a phone, put some pillows underneath you so it's up like this. Whether you're standing, sitting, or laying down, you just don't want to be in this position. The more you do that, the more you're going to stay there. Grandma said that. We want to be up like this. So watch that 30-degree rule. Now from here, one thing to mention is when you have an issue, it takes time to get sick. People don't get sick overnight. You don't get cancer overnight. You don't get heart disease overnight. It's not days to months to years or a couple of years. It's like decades that this happens. So the earlier we start these things, the quicker we're going to see the issues. But also, the more that you can change these things, the more you can change these gentle habits, that's what you're adding on later on in life. Also, your body, if you think of it as like a chain, this is going to get into where we're working on the desk issues, the desk posture, things like that, a low back issue where, when we stand, we're supposed to have a curvature here in the low back. We're also supposed to have, if you pull a thread up like this, the shoulders, the ear, shoulders, and low back all stand up straight and they're all aligned. Say the low back is out, and I see this a lot with cases where the low back is weak. Now the thoracics get a little bit weaker here and the head starts to come forward. Hi Tracy, good to see you. And then thanks for joining us. And so with that, one of the main things we have to do is actually stabilize the low back in most of these cases, help the thoracics come up, and then the head forward posture gets better. So think of the whole body, not just as a neck or here, but think of this whole thing as a chain. And so with life, the little tiny repetitive things, as we get into postures, we get into text neck, text thumb, all the stuff, is being forward over a long period of time, guess what? Your body is going to adapt. So just like if you did a weight like this all day, you may get better biceps, or if you do ab work, you're going to get better abs. Same thing, if you're forward all day, these muscles are going to become more adept. The ones back here are going to loosen up enough, and then eventually they're going to tighten, just lock you up and keep you in that posture. That's why for most people you get a massage and it doesn't even do anything the next day. That's because these are so adept and tightened up. It's the little micro movements. And this even goes into the hands for working on the phones, for mousing or keyboard and stuff like that. And we're going to talk about those postures in a minute. So it's not like, hurting yourself lifting a car off a baby these days. It's the little things, the micro traumas that long term are going to get us. So when we're looking at sitting at a desk, sitting at your workstation, what we want to see are a couple of things. You want your eyes in the upper 2/3 of your monitor. So if you're at a standing desk or a sit desk, same rule applies. You want your monitor up. Most people are going to have it too low. If you have two monitors, same thing, and I'll talk about how to distribute that in a second. So you want your shoulders to be comfortable. So wherever your hands are, like this is a comfortable spot, and just move it out a little bit for the phone or the book or something like that. If you're at your desk and you've got your arms here, you want your shoulders to be relaxed, and that's where your keyboard and things should be. Your hands shouldn't be out this way or this way. It should be just relaxed and right in front of you. From that point, what we want to see are a couple of things. This curvature in the low back. So you want your low back supported, so you come up like this when you're sitting, and then I'll talk about this more in a second. But again, just like if you pulled a thread straight up this way, once you have that low back curve, that tightens up the rhomboids of these areas right in the middle part of your back to keep the tone up and keep your shoulders back. So these are all the things that we want to see. Elbows close to the body, generally feet on the ground, or if you're short, you get a little stool that you put your feet on. That really adds a lot of relaxation for the low back. Matt, you got a question? Oh, thank you, Chelsea. I appreciate that. So from there, these repetitive motions are the things that are going to get us. So talk about carpal tunnel. Talk about the shoulders. Talk about the neck, or what's called thoracic outlet. We had MD in the office today talking about thoracic outlet, that they said they hate this stuff. They hate headaches. Like, they can't help it. This is what we do in chiropractic repeatedly to get these motions back, take the pressure off the muscles and off the nerves to get your body functioning the right way again. But first, it happens with changing that work environment, bringing these areas back so we're not like this all day. So this is, your grandma told you this, but another tip today is don't slouch. Now, what does that mean? Slouching is at the computer, being forward this way, and the slouching also is going to go into this rounded shoulders. That's a big thing with slouching, that when the low back goes out, we're in the C shape instead of those curves, the shoulders and things roll forward, and then that makes the head and everything roll this way. So if you look at someone and they look like a big C shape, give them a little smack. I was joking. But remind them, or you can teach them the good posture if you got it with them. But so you have a curvature here, then the shoulders come back, and then again, just like someone pulled a thread up. So you want the ear, the shoulder, and the low back to all line up. I sound like a broken record, but I want that to really sink in tonight. And so you want to just support that in your car, at your workstation, and then of course when you're on your phone and then on those areas. To do that, I'm going to come back to this one here. So again, we want a curvature in the low back. We want this to pull up, so we're just sitting all the way up right through there. If you have dual monitors, so dual monitors, what a lot of people do, and I see this, is I'll be checking out their spine for something that's called subluxation, when the bones are out of line or there's pressure in those different areas and putting pressure on the nerves. But I'll see literally one side is completely locked up, and I'll say, where's your monitors? Are they in front of you? Yeah, it's in front. It's good. I got perfect ergonomics. And they say, well, how many monitors do you have? Well, I've got 2. Okay, so but they're right in front of me. Okay, cool. They're right in front of you. Well, on the right one, because a lot of times they're like right eye dominant. If I have right eye dominant, a lot of times you'll put the program you use the most on the right side, and the one you're referencing on the left. The other thing, and this is a good point, is that you want to have all your papers and things up. So you're not on the desk like this all day, that you lift up the papers. If you have a laptop at home or a laptop at work, even getting something as small as like a 2-inch 3-ring binder that lifts up the laptop a little bit makes a huge difference. Even if you work at Starbucks or things like that, bring a binder with you, put the laptop on the binder. It'll lift up that screen about 2 inches, and it'll get you out of that 30-degree roll. So tennis elbow, yes. And I'll get back to what I was talking about here with the screens. I have a question from Jennifer on tennis elbow. A lot of times when the arms are extended and the hands are going like this all the time, that will tighten up these areas and create more tennis elbow. And I'm going to show you a stretch in just a minute called north, south, east, west to help you get out of that tennis elbow. But generally you want your elbows closer to the body. That's why they recommend that for all the ergonomics. So if you have 2 screens, we're going to get back to that, and you look at the right one more, it's kind of annoying for the first couple times, but literally my recommendation is to flip the content you have on the screens once a month. And so what's going to happen there is you actually start to look the other way more and then the right. And so not just always on the right side for years, which is going to create tension, tightness, headaches, things like that, or more injury, that you actually start to look right and left. The other thing, as I mentioned, if you have a laptop on your sitting like this on the couch or in bed, put some pillows on your lap or a little stand desk, and that can make a huge difference, because I see a lot of patients like, oh, I didn't do anything all weekend, they're all locked up. But you have a laptop and finally we work it out, they're on the couch all weekend on their laptop. So it's going to get you. The other thing that I really want to talk about today is what's called a pattern interrupt. What's the question here? So, oh yes, Craig, the Rowlett Starbucks is open. Hi, Raphael. And then also it's $1 drinks over at Scooters this week. So, but yes, the new Starbucks is open. That was random, but awesome. So a pattern interrupt is something, most people when you talk about posture, they're like, yeah, sure, it sounds great. But when I'm in the zone, when I'm in work, these things aren't going to change. You're still here, you're in the same environment. You have to create something to get you out of that scope, to get you out of it. So at this point, it's a pattern interrupt. This can be like a program on your computer, a timer on your phone. These are kind of tedious. Some little easy things you can do, and even on on your car dashboard, you can use a sticker of some kind, steal one from your kids, or even a post note with like an up arrow on it. So for the first, say, month here, you're going to see that post-it note. You're working on your work. You see it, and you go, oh, all right, and you come back up this way, and then you kind of fall down again, and then you see it, and you go up, and you do this about 100 times a day till those, 21 days to create a habit kick in, and then you've got your next thing going. So you have to create in your life some pattern interrupts that make a difference. Next, we're going to go into some stretches. Everything forward, if you think of it, when we're in that C shape, it creates scar tissue this way. You have to start stretching all of that back. This also leads into like the carpal tunnel and tennis elbow and things of that nature. So we want to stretch everything back. For the wrists, mainly we're like this, so we want to stretch everything back this way. So there's a great stretch that I use called north, south, east, west. But if you had a wall, I'll use the computer here. So if you had your arm like this, you stretch, that's north. Flip the other way, that's south. That's east, and then that's west, and that gets all the muscles in the arms. You want to get more comprehensive, you straighten your arm all the way, grab your fingers, and then stretch. In the chair, this is the next slide actually, but this is one that you can do, you're just squeezing this way. And next I'm going to show you one of my favorites, which is a towel exercise. Towel exercises are ones that you can do at work. Mainly at home, I recommend this for our patients for any posture protocols. You just roll up a basic bath towel. My kids' bath towels, which are a little bit smaller, are the perfect size. But from there, you're going to do one or two things. The first one, which is the easiest, is to lay on your back. Oh, I know that guy. Lay on your back like this for about 10 minutes before you go to bed. If you really want to get into it, you can go do what's called MTWs, or Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays, where you're laying on your back, you go Monday, and then Tuesday for a few minutes, and then Wednesday. And that gets the lower, middle, and upper traps and rhomboids in your back, which are the muscles back there. You're trying to stretch out, if you think of it, the scalenes, these muscles in front. That's where a lot of the nerves that go into the arms and the hands and things like that get entrapped. You're also trying to stretch out the clavicle and the ribs. Sometimes as you're doing this, if you've been forward for a long time, you'll actually get a couple pops. That's okay. In the beginning, that's just the ribs and everything where they've been stuck forward for a long time. When we're adjusting or working on someone that's had these issues for a long time, we actually adjust the back and the front ribs to hope that open up and get better. The other one is you take that same towel standing. This is a little bit easier to do at work. You put it right behind your back. So you're squeezing back like this. And what makes this so good is you take your hips first and you don't tilt them back, but you shift straight back. And then it's almost like if someone pushed on your chin and you push your head against the wall. And so what that's going to do is create this tension right back through here and here. You want to hold that extension for about 5 to 10 seconds. And then do a set of 10 of those. If you do that every day, you'll actually feel the tension and soreness. What you have to do is stretch these front areas and start to rebuild and strengthen the postural muscles back through there. We've got a great product that does something very similar called a posture band that we include in a lot of our posture protocols. So one of the things I talked about earlier with all of this also, when all these things are forward, is called subluxation, but that's when the bones are out. It's putting pressure on the nerves where things literally, the body protects and gets stuck in the wrong direction, putting more pressure on the nerves and creating interference in those areas. So that interference long term can create many different health issues that our patients get to see the benefits from. But as a chiropractor, we want to adjust that to get it moving back the right way. And then two, show these different exercises and lifestyle things to get someone healthier and get it moving the right way. So thank you guys. Please, in your comments, put more questions or anything that you have, and be responding those for the next days to come. Please share this if you saw or know someone or a group that needs to know this information. And if you have a group that we can come to give information like this, please let us know. Again, we have all those other talks on drfowlerspeaks.com. And so from there, if there's other ways, if you want to get involved in chiropractic, if you're near the Rowlett area, you're welcome to come to one of our dinner talks. We do these about once a month at Kyoto Japanese Steakhouse, where we'll actually take care of dinner and go over the 3 secrets to maximize your health, talking about chiropractic, talking about natural health care. It'll be me speaking, but we'd love to invite you to that. Just go to rowlettfreedinner.com. Again, that's rowlettfreedinner.com. And then also, it's good stuff. You can also request an appointment online at any time at rowlettchiropractor.com. And the ladies up front, we do an amazing job. Also, Matthew here, amazing job. We'll respond right back to you and get you set it up. So thank you, Carol, and thank you, Chelsea, and thank you, Christina, all our rock stars here. I love all our peeps. Got an amazing team, an amazing set of patients here. And thank you all for just allowing us to be a part of your lives This was a lot of information. I hope I didn't leave anything out, but I didn't want this to last too long. So here's to the next one. Again, we're doing these talks every 2 to 3 weeks within the office for you guys, and we're having them live to share and all around. So great job. Thank you all so much.